Is this it?
Ooh. That was me. Oh my god. That peaked the mic. That actually peaked it. That's incredible. Hello.
Wow.
It's Shrimp Hours. Is this 8?
That's a record. We've never hit 8. We've never hit
8. That's the lore. All right. Hi. Welcome to ShrimpHoursPresents. I'm DriveThrough. We have Ed over there.
Hello. We
have Rusty. We have Slap over there. We don't have Cody because he's busy at Eldora getting his car peed on.
Yeah, he's with the animals over in Eldora.
That's it. That's the intro. We came to this one kind of late.
What's on the old agenda today?
All right. First up, we got to predict the future. I didn't plan anything for this, but I figured the talk of the town is cars are broke. They're starting on fire. Everyone's pissed. Everyone's getting injured. And it's now like a big like drivers versus NASCAR. Yeah. They put the exhaust forward because it was burning the drivers up, and now it's burning the cars up.
Yeah, they had to change the side panels, which are supposed to stop debris from coming inside the car. Those were catching on fire, so they have to put sheet metal there now.
Basically,
all the
a whole bunch of the updates that NASCAR put in to make the drivers not heat up is now starting on fire.
Yeah,
and especially with the way that Ford designed their exhausts, they're catching fire. I don't really have any future predictions. Do you think NASCAR is going to listen? Are they going to do a lot over the off season?
Yeah, I mean, them switching to sheet metal instead of like that flammable carbon fiber shows that they're like, yeah, like with this got to be fixed. So they fixed that like within the week. So I think they're going to take a few good swings with it in the off season.
But they've been really pushing back when the drivers are saying, "Hey, the cars are actually hurting us because we're hitting harder than we have," and NASCAR's been like, "Oh, you're crashing harder. You just don't know it."
Yeah, you won't die. You won't die, but like
they are going like 20 miles an hour faster than they were last year.
Dude, the corner speed, they're ripping. They're ripping in the corners.
It's kind of hot. It's kind of nice, but Kurt Busch getting concussed is not kind of nice. So
yeah,
I mean, Dale Jr. got concussed in the previous car. So
I guess the question is NASCAR going to make a big change with the chassis and the way that the cars are built for driver safety before the next sort of big incident happens or after?
Well, it sounds like the issue is in the rear end with the rear impact. So I don't know what they're going to do there. I'm just a Twitter guy. So I'll let the scientists figure it out. But I feel like the rear end has got to be sooner than later.
Yeah, and if this keeps up, Kevin Harvick might light them up just enough where they might do stuff and actually like get their ass in gear. And change it. Like, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get the magnesium and asbestos out of these cars, apparently, because these things are catching on fire like nothing else.
Well, Harvick's been kind of like saying some stuff through the media and like these side interviews, and he kind of saved it for this week's DNF to absolutely cut like a all-time promo on the sport and the safety, everything around it. So I feel like it's been building the whole preseason, regular season, and now just the playoffs, and I think that might continue into the playoffs with some of these veterans if they have issues like Harvick did.
Yeah, right now that rear end, it kind of reminds me of IndyCar kart back in the day. They fixed this problem now. They fixed it with the DW12, but used to, if those things hit gearbox first, it was almost certainly a broken back for somebody.
Oh.
Because, I mean, there was no crush panel there or anything. They fixed that with the DW12 and the new cars they got now, so it's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
I wonder if they're going to make the cars sort of easier to separate, because I know they come in like 3 big pieces. And the big problem is when they're kind of knocking like the rear end on the corner, it just transfers the force straight into the car. I don't know. Stuff to think about. All right, that was Predict the Future.
This next was segment stuff you used to be able to fix when you made your own car. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true. Bob Pockers, I remember, asked a really good question, I think, to Kyle Busch last week about that. About how the teams would just like solve the problem, but now you have to ask all of NASCAR to solve the problem for everyone.
To ask for permission, get a waiver, wait 2 months for some government agency to say yeah, sure.
Was there anything goofy happening on Twitter this week? I was out at the track the whole weekend, so I missed a lot of the nonsense.
Oh, there was that graphic that showed how Truex didn't qualify for the playoffs, and it's like he's like 4th in points, most stage wins, 2nd highest average finish, missed playoffs because he hasn't won yet. And I posted that and I said, "Tell me the playoffs are broken without saying it." And I got lit up with kids saying like, "Oh, well, he couldn't win in the first 26 races. He doesn't deserve to be in there." I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
You're a little kid.
Fuck up. Like, you're a little kid. Please shut the fuck up. And I had so many people like, well, if you don't like it, well, don't watch. It's like, this is literally the one thing I don't like about the sport right now. Everything else, the racing's fine. The races are good. I like going to races. The atmosphere is like really good these last couple of years. I just think the way we do championships is goofy as hell.
It's true.
It's fair. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like hard to explain to people who don't already watch NASCAR how the hell it works.
Winning. Like, no, it fucking doesn't. Or else Kevin Harvick would be the 2020 champion. I mean, the only thing you have to do to be champion is win 5 races, 1 in the opening round, 1 in each cutoff period of 3 races, and then win the last race of the year. And congratulations. Everything else you did all year is completely irrelevant.
Or don't even win it like Matt Crafton in that one truck season where he won the championship with no wins. Yeah. Shout out to the truck series, by the way.
I was gonna say, never forget that you can still win 35 races and lose the last one and lose the championship. By the way, that is
like
still
you could dead ass have a record breaking season and win 14 races, but if you don't win the last one, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Y'all remember the truck series?
Where are they at? Were they? When do they come?
They're off the face of the
They're doing the IndyCar thing where they just put a hole in the middle of the schedule.
Do you remember, like, back in the mid 2000s, they used to start the year at Daytona and then they would come back in fucking April at Martinsville?
Yes.
That's what this feels like.
That's IndyCar still does that. They do their first race at
St. Petersburg and then they fuck off for a month. They show up at like Barber or something.
Well, the trucks had like their like opening round of the playoffs in like IRP like 2 months ago, and now it's like now like what are we doing?
Yeah, like, where's the hype?
You know what made some of that hole in the schedule? NASCAR not coming back to CTMP. Cowards. Bring the trucks back.
They should have been there last week.
Yeah, watch John Hunter body somebody into the tire barrier for winning him.
Yeah.
I like John Hunter. I root for him, but that was a bitch-ass move.
What about my boy dumping Todd Gilliland? Hey.
Yeah, I was about to say, Noah Gragson taking out his teammate and then not even winning.
It's one of the all-time great beef-creating tracks right there. We got to bring that back.
Oh, it's so good.
Justin Haley's first win.
Yeah.
Was it Kaz Gralla and who did he take out?
Nah, Cindric took Gralla.
Yeah, Cindric took out Gralla. Yeah.
Chase Elliott took out somebody for a win there.
Yeah.
That's a good beef track, man. That was every year.
It's a good racetrack.
Was it Blaney and Quiroga did it cleanly that one year?
Yes.
Too? That shit was hot, but like 2013, I think.
Shout out to Herman Quiroga. That was before my time going to the track, but unfortunately, we didn't get a banger of a finish in the Pinty's race this week either, or this year. We've had some good ones in the past, but there's always like there's 2 Pinty's races that go to CTMP. There's one in May and there's one in early September, and I always go to both. And at least one of them has like a last turn action CTMP finish. So we got that in May, so I'm not all that pissed about it. All right, we're already on our 3rd segment. Let's go. All right, we're on Drip or Drown.
This is a speed run of the podcast.
Dude,
right
yeah.
I'm okay with it. It's late.
We were talking about how everybody ready to go to bed.
No.
What's happening?
Drip or Drown.
We're rallying right now. Look at
Drip
this.
or Drown. Kevin Harvick. Bush Light throwback.
Drip.
Dude, if you put the product on the side of the car, drip.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that's a little drippy.
It's got like some throwback vibes to it.
Like, but they've done better mountain cars in the past.
He was in a throwback race one year and he ran like it was like a retro looking thing, but it wasn't like an actual throwback. That's what this kind of reminds me of.
I like the gold.
I swear he had one in like 2014 or 2015 that had like the actual Bush Light mountains, and that was a banger.
Hey,
it might be the Kel Yarborough throwback.
We could switch over to the one I got right here.
Ooh,
oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Head for the mountain.
Look at the horse. Yeah.
Dude. And the can and the horse.
See, that's just better in every way.
Look at this 2021 if you can. I don't know if we can pull that up on the spot or not, but I can throw that in general. Real
yeah, if you put it in the Discord, I can.
Oh, that picture's cut off a little bit, but that'll give you the rough idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those are like the actual mountains that were on the can. And then you look at this one, it's just kind of janky. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. It could have been executed better.
I'll take it though.
That's why I say slightly.
I'm desperate.
So drip or drown, where are we at?
Drip.
The only complaint I have is the logo on the quarter panel does not match the one on the hood. It's like different eras.
I agree.
Are they? I think they're just different colors.
I swear the font's different, just slightly. There might be more cant to it.
Oh, it is kind of fatter.
The one on the side looks like the 2000s, but the one on the hood looks like way.
It looks like
70s or something. Yeah.
All right, that'll be a mid-level drip. All right, next up.
Oh my fucking Christ!
Chase Elliott.
I don't think we can do what we need to do to this car because it's.
Oh, is this some
dude
cancer patient that made this?
No.
Oh no. Yeah, it's I think it's a patient.
Are we really gonna drown the Make-A-Wish car?
It's like a
I'm not
patient in children's
Make-A-Wish
hospital.
car.
For the hood, yes.
Dude. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I would drown this 7 days a week.
I just want to talk about how some kid in a hospital made him this car and then he biffed it into the wall.
That's really sad.
Was it intent or was it just did he lose it?
Did he intentionally throw away his entire season and his?
He got hit. He got hit.
I thought he biffed it and then
he
collected Briscoe. Yeah,
he biffed it and then Briscoe had nowhere to go.
All right, my only complaint for this, because I'm not gonna dunk on some kid in a hospital, not yet, is that the numbers are stupid and they didn't put an outline on it and they're completely invisible on TV.
Hold on, we gotta say the kid in the hospital is totally innocent in all this. We shouldn't even brought up the kid in the hospital. The person at Hendrick that translated this to an automobile and let it come out like this needs to be relieved of their duties.
Oh, did the actual sheet of paper look better than this?
I have no idea, but the fact that it is able to come out like this is a shame.
All right, fair play.
Especially also with the number, the 9. You got to do something with the 9. You got to throw some kind of reflective something on there to let it stand out,
or just put a outline so it's actually visible.
Yeah, stroke on it.
All right, next up, that's a drown, I guess, other than the kid.
Drown the Hendrick design team.
Bubba Wallace in the 45. I think the first thing that Rusty said when they announced this weird number swap.
When they announced they were switching cars, I was asking questions.
There's no way that the 23XI rap team would get it right, and they almost did. They came really close.
It is a hot scheme.
There's one glaring issue on this car.
You can see where the 23 was supposed to go.
You
can see the outline here. They didn't get rid of the black outline from the 23 and just kind of plastered the 45 on top of it.
I mean, they could have at least rounded it out and made a nice little box.
If it's one
Red
print,
Horse Racing used to do.
If it's one big fat print, did they just forget to get rid of that layer? There's no way that orange design doesn't keep going around it. I don't know. Also, the fact that this logo is at this angle where the T dips into the wheel instead of just following the line of the car, questionable. The design itself is actually kind of okay, but
it's hot.
The ghost of his old number. All right, mild drip on that. Next one.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. I know it's the wrong weekend. I don't know why it's the wrong weekend, but the Ryan Ellis Keyed Parts Corvette Parts 44. This might be the best overall done throwback, because the hood logo is perfect. They made it look like the old logo. The numbers are perfect. They look like the Gordon logos. The side logo is perfect. They made the Costa Oil look like the old Nicorette logo. Yep. 4 logo looks like the GMAC logo.
They got the fake Pepsi font. They got fake Pepsi font. Look at that.
Yeah, Renaissance looks like Pepsi. They went all out. And I'm sure they had to do some brand convincing, hey, can I put your shit in some other font to follow this throwback theme? I don't think anyone else has put this many logos with this much attention to detail. And he even signed it like the Jeff Gordon signature.
This is S-tier drip category right here.
Dude, that's so much attention to detail. I did not even notice that until you pointed it out. And I was like, oh, that is the GMAC logo. Oh, that is a Pepsi font from 2000. Holy fuck.
It's so good. And they did not have to go all out and do it.
No, they didn't have. They had no business going this hard, but they did anyway.
They even did the black side skirt like the old Gen 4 cars. So, dude, shout out to the entire design team at Alpha Prime.
I think it's Ryan Pastana that banged this thing out.
Yeah, I think my boy Ben Horton has a hand in the Ellis cars as well.
Okay.
This is so good.
And the part that I think is like really wholesome is that Ellis, I think, was a big Jeff Gordon fan growing up. So like, imagine like being the guy that gets to run this banger.
Yeah. Dude, and they got the like metallicness of this paint right. Look at that.
DT, I was gonna ask you, how did they do this? Okay, because in different like lighting,
they probably painted it.
The red is neon and the color on the blue looks like it has depth. I don't understand it.
Dude, the fucking gold on the outline on the flames is like reflective almost.
God, this is so good. This might be, I mean, this is the best executed throwback. Period.
Yes. It might top 5 all time. Top 5 all time.
It's up there with the Starcom Sterling Marlin car.
Yep.
Oh, God, that's good.
The Kyle Larson Mellow Yellow car was really good.
Yeah.
This is right up there.
This
and I think
is,
I saw this is personally approved by Jeff Gordon and their team, so that's a big time deal.
This is a big fat drip.
And it even worked out for their sponsors too. Like I had no idea Four Loko sponsored that team until I saw the GMAC logo.
Dude, it even says enjoy responsibly in the little GMAC line. All right, shout out to those boys. That's a fucking banger. Oh, it's so good. All right. Next on the list, this is just a quick mention. Who is this? Mason Massey. I just love these DGM designs.
I thought of you when I saw this right away.
So good. It's just a clean, nice little swoop, and they put the little arrow for the sponsor on it. I like cars with arrows on them. I'm a fan.
You know what this reminds me of?
Google Chrome.
No, the Zloop car from Justin Boston when he ran that.
Oh no, you can't. That guy's
with the arrows and the neon colors.
Yeah, it's true. This looks better than that though. I love this little spiky thing.
They should be for like the next 7 years.
I don't know about this story.
All right. Next up, Ty Gibbs.
About this loop.
What do you got to say, Rusty?
In the photo that we're showing on the screen, that looks hot. It looks fantastic. But anytime you saw this thing on track or on TV, you had no idea what the number was. You had no idea what the sponsor was. You had no idea what you were looking at. Just like a big pile of poo. And I'm just saying, I don't know how NASCAR approved this.
NBC's 720p broadcast did this no justice at all.
Yeah, NASCAR still broadcasts everything in 720p. I don't get it. Let me see if I can find a picture of this. I just have the renders.
Like it looks so good right there. It's so good.
But the gold and the red are both too dark. They don't contrast that well.
And as it got darker, like he had no idea what was going on.
Roof looks good with the black on the gold on it. That looks great.
It doesn't even say what it is on the hood.
Dude, on TV, you couldn't even tell. Like he started P3 on the final restart, or P4. I had no idea it was him. I had no idea.
But we also can't dunk on this because it's a children's hospital.
Yeah, we already drowned one children's hospital car. We can't do two.
I'm not above it.
Okay, I'm trying desperately to find pictures or screenshots or something of this car on track.
We might just have to say undecided and roll on.
Yeah, keep it moving. Keep moving.
That's a big.
Well, that's it. That's the last one. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like for people that tuned into TV, they knew what they saw on the track and they know what we're talking about.
All right.
It's the definition of mid.
What, Ty Gibbs?
This car, but also maybe that.
All right, that's it for Drip or Drown.
They tried to drip. They tried to drip, but they ended up being sauce, and they got lost in the sauce, man. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
The render was hot, the product not.
All right, we're speed running through our bits. Next up, it's your favorite. It's my favorite. It's everyone's favorite.
Is it Animal Planet?
Yeah.
At the track. From the track. Woo. God, it's so good.
That should be on the Billboard Hot 100 right now.
Can we ask Ben to put Animal Planet on Spotify? Let's get it trending. All right. As you can tell, Cody's not here this week because he's busy preparing for next week's Animal Planet segment as he's at Eldora. I have stories. It's probably the first time I tell a solid story on my own podcast. I went to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park this weekend. Did some camping with the boys. Had a grand old time. I've got a few. You what?
A lot of bagged milk.
Yeah, we did not bring the milk to the track. I got a few like mild animal stories, nothing too crazy. First of all, there was a dude on Sunday night up on the hill. We kind of camp like outside the track in sort of a quieter area because we're just trying to vibe or whatever. We got a little fire going. We had like a little quiet music with the boys, having a good time, having some drinks, having some smokes. And this guy up on the hill, like past us, like past like the tree line, was just blasting. Like I described it as like Walmart Kesha. It was just like bad pop music. Like I wouldn't even be mad if some boomer was playing like some good old school rock or something country, even just for the vibe of at the racetrack.
Like I Road America?
Yeah, exactly. But this was just bad pop, and I didn't recognize any of it, and it was just like it sounded like his daughter's first like album of fucking high school pop music. It was disgusting. And
someone's blasting some Krayshawn over there at the racetrack.
It was like an hour. It was killing my vibe so hard. But he eventually turned it off at about, I don't know, probably around midnight. And then about 25-30 minutes later, he comes back blasting Skrillex Bangarang.
Oh, like, yeah. What year is it?
There's a time and a place for Skrillex Bangarang, but at the racetrack in 2022 at 12:30 in the morning.
No, there's no place for that ever.
I was lost at time.
And I think he had it on repeat because every like 10 minutes or so, I would just hear him fire up Bangarang again. Oh my god! Like what kind of animal? And the whole camping section, I'm sure, heard this. This is disgusting. Bad use of speakers and an embarrassment, really.
So that's when you kick a hole in it right there. You go assault somebody for this.
That's where you put a bag over his head and you drag him out to the creek out back, and you never have this problem ever again.
And it was like late enough in the night that we're just trying to vibe and chill, and this guy's playing Banger over and over. My other
just one
story,
dude, or did he have like a crew with him?
I hope it wasn't just one dude. He was literally up over the hill past a line of trees, so I didn't even see it, but we heard.
I can imagine just a dude like in his mid-30s just sitting there by himself with one beer, just being like, yeah,
Skrillex.
You should have walked up and gave him a Bangarang.
Speaking of which, my other animal story was from the night before, and this was at like probably 1 a.m. a little bit later. We were very drunk this night, and our fire was dying out. It was late in the night, and we just kind of had like sort of glowing embers remaining. Like we burned through all our wood for the night, and these three dudes roll up, and they're hooting, hollering, partying, whatever. They come walking down the side thing, and they're like, yeah, we just came up from the fucking hill over there. They must have walked around the whole ass track. They're like, yo, what are you guys drinking tonight? I hope you guys are drinking some hard liquor. And we're like, nah, dude, we're drinking beers. And he's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And they just start just causing a ruckus around us. One of the dudes like reaches into our fire pit. And I'm like, what the fuck's this guy doing? I thought he was like putting water on it, or like, I don't know if he was gonna like try and pick up a coal or something. And then he backs up, and I'm like, what are you doing? Boom, this firecracker goes off in the middle of our fire pit, and these hot coals spread out on the grass, and I'm like, what the fuck? And and they didn't even like react weirdly or like laugh. They were just kind of like, whatever, and just kept talking. I'm like, That's just the thing they do. They just drop firecrackers into dudes' fire pits, and then like 2 minutes later,
come
they
up to
left.
random people and like diss them for what they're deciding to drink that night. It's like, bro, nobody fucking asked you. Nobody invited you. Go home.
Yeah, if you're not drinking liquor, you get the firecracker.
You're drinking hard enough.
Yeah, you gotta drink that hard liquor, or you're getting bombed, son.
Getting a pipe bomb in the mailbox.
just such a weird interaction. Like who does that?
Just drops.
They didn't roll up in a rental truck, did they?
A bizarre experience. Yeah, that's about it in terms of animals. I was on the lookout though. I don't really think we caught anyone else.
Nobody cracked their head on the back of like a golf cart or anything.
No, it was relatively tame. Camping at CTMP really like I've been going, years and years, but it really makes me appreciate like how many dudes were at Road America. Like you go to CTMP and you can just camp wherever. They just have a bunch of fields outside the track. Like we had basically a cute little field just to ourselves. And there's just so much space to camp and set your stuff up. At Road America, we get packed into these little, like, what is it, 10 meter by 4 meter little boxes of, like, okay, we can barely squeeze 2 cars or picnic table and, like, 2 tents in there.
2 tents in the coffin.
And there's so many dudes. Like, you just packed into all these sections.
Too many dudes.
Even last year, they felt like there was, like, twice as many dudes. So the first debut race at Road America was a banger. It was, like electric.
Yeah, I don't know if I could imagine.
I think the first year, I think it was like 150,000. I think this year is like 100,000 or so.
I don't know if I could imagine like camping out 5 days at CTMP like that. Like I know people who do, and they stay like the Sunday night after the race. I don't because it's like an hour away from home. Might as well drive it home.
Yeah.
But at Road America, they've got like I think 3 of those nice little shower buildings with 4 showers each, and then they bring out the extra shower trailers, and they have lines of like 20 porta potties. At CTMP, I'm pretty sure the entire track has 2 shower stalls, and you have to walk all the way to the infield to get there. And there were like 2.
They dig a hole for the bathroom.
2 pairs of porta potties like up the hill from us.
Oh my god!
But it was fine because they actually cleaned them often. But I just didn't end up showering because I didn't want to walk 20 minutes to wait for 2 stalls.
I mean, at Road America, I'm not gonna lie to you, I only saw the shitter truck once.
That. Road America, they kind of went for like the put a lot of them down and then don't worry about them. Yeah. At CTMP, they got less numbers, but definitely
quantity
more,
over
more
quality,
cleaning.
baby.
Quantity has a quality all its own, man. Some of those were getting, by the time like Monday came around, some of those were getting ratty.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the first few in the line, the ones that people like choose right away.
And yet you don't wash your hands, Slap. Come on.
No, I hit the hand sanitizer thing they got right there.
Oh, all right. That's at least somewhat civilized.
It was warm enough for you. If it was too cold, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, if it was 30 degrees, they all just have to deal with the dysentery.
This conversation has gone 3 weeks deep. It's so bad. He's such an animal,
dude. Oh.
All right.
Hey, if you want to get frostbite, be my fucking guest. I'm gonna keep my fingers.
Frostbite.
The real animal lives among us, dude. That's a fact.
That's true.
The fungus among us.
Media check-in. Is there anything that came out this week, or media, or something you want to talk about? Is the Dragon Show any good?
Yes, actually, and I shouldn't be this hyped. But like, I feel like they hired like somebody extra special for this recent episode, and they were getting like real like artsy with some of like the scenes and like and the way the episode ended. In my mind, it's like it felt like kind of the climax of the series, almost like they're about to like do some like crazy shit. And I'm like, there's got to be like maybe 2 or 3 episodes left. Like I was like I had to look this up because it was such a crazy like episode, and they still got 7 more to go. And like I feel like the scale of everything, the urgency of everything, the narrative, they really started to ramp it up in this most recent episode. And I honestly came into this whole like thing with really low expectations, and I feel like they've kind of knocked everything out of the park as we keep going. It keeps getting like better and better, more official, and I got nothing but good things to say about it at this point.
All right.
Yeah, when I watched the third episode, in some ways I was kind of underwhelmed because they wrapped up the whole Stepstones arc, like in that episode. But then I realized, like, oh, this just ramps up the urgency because I know what happens later. The dance, blood and cheese, you know, all this crazy ass bullshit that happens later. And I'm like, holy shit, we might like get to that this season, and then things get fucking spicy.
Yeah, so wait, dude, that's what I'm saying. Don't spoil it. But I had no idea. I don't know any of this stuff going into this, and I was like, kind of like, okay.
I can't believe that universe is thriving after all it's been through, though. That's kind of remarkable.
That's because they brought George R.R. Martin back to like oversee everything, make sure they do it right.
And I think he hired two of like the best people from the previous, I think it was season 5 to run this.
Yeah, he found like the directors from season 5 and season 4 that he liked the most, and like personally picked them to do it.
Yeah, you can tell.
Nice.
There's actually some breaking media news right now for that pertains to a lot of shrimps. I know.
What is this?
Now, DT, I have a feeling you're not going to like this because it has to pertain with a football person. But a lot of the shrimps watched Pat McAfee show, and as of like 22 minutes ago, they announced he's going to be the College Game Day host from now on.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
The College Game Day?
The College Game Day. He's going to be a full-time host. So a lot of shrimps.
Pasture.
Yeah, maybe Lee Corso. The head pick's maybe gone.
Oh man, he's getting up there anyway. He sounds like Joe Biden sometimes when he's up there, just like
he is about 3,000 years old.
Yeah.
So it's welcome. It's due. A lot of shrimps watch that show, so I know that.
Oh yeah,
that matters to some of us.
Yeah, college football is big down here in the South. I don't know, like in Midwest, it's kind of hit or miss.
If you live in a mud hut somewhere in a major city, maybe you don't care, but a lot of the average people, we care.
Hold on. All right, it's fine.
College football is where it's at, man. It's like the most unprofessional shit, and I love it.
Yeah,
we were watching
don't get
college.
paid.
Dude,
did anybody watch that LSU Florida State game?
We sure did.
We were all there. We were all
in Shrimpage the other night. And Ben and I were in here the other night.
I was like off in a different universe, dude. But the dude, and LSU fans.
So were we.
LSU fans experience every possible human emotion in the span of 1 minute and 20 seconds.
You should have heard the chat when that kick got blocked at the end of that game. That went off, and it was a loud scene
on the live stream chat. Like how many slurs were said?
Nothing. What kind of animals?
It was just Jacob.
No, the live stream chat.
Yeah, no, it was me, Ben,
or whatever.
No, it was. No, that's actually a good. Probably a lot out of that thing. Out of the bootleg stream chat, there's people going wild with those things.
This is always animals in the bootleg stream
chat during a UFC fight.
Yeah, it's not good. But in our chat, it was just me, Ben, and Jacob just going in unison the whole time. It was kind of.
We need to find a college football game to watch in Shrimpage this weekend.
Oh, there will.
All right, y'all have fun
there's
with that.
There's gonna be NFL to watch this week. We're gonna be fine.
I want something Saturday.
Who cares
Saturday
about
night
football?
college chicanery.
It will be there.
We got to keep an eye on the Packers for Cody's sake, if you know what I mean.
No. Hey, Cody's not here this week. This is when we can say fuck the Packers.
No, I know. In preparation for next week's episode, we can just like dunk on him.
Good visual gag. All right, is that it? Are we done with media?
Yeah. We'll stop talking about good sports so the Canadian doesn't feel
folks
ostracized.
Hold on. It's time.
It's back. It's back.
Caleb's McDonald's update. Caleb has delivered us a big one, an important one.
Oh, baby.
Oh. I might track map in like the exact same spot as yours. I knew it.
There it is. Do it. 15 seconds.
My hero.
He's on the chopping block. Oh no! Oh no! No!
Oh. McDonald's update. No, probably not gonna be a McDonald's update. Well, 2 more weeks, but.
Is this the end of the McDonald's update?
I am so sorry. I'm Caleb. I'm so sorry. Rusty jinxed it. He said he was on the chopping block for 30 seconds.
Killed it.
Turning in his resignation.
We'll see you maybe on the next installment.
Oh no!
Caleb's job
What?
hunting update.
No.
Is that a man riding a shrimp?
This took a turn. Oh, it says something. Oh, it just said shrimpage degen hours. All right.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to fucking hear.
That is the Caleb McDonald's update. That's the last one ever. We have to retire the segment.
Might as well retire the show.
He's just gone to complete degeneracy now.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Caleb homeless update here before long.
I'm kind of sad. Well,
It did make me kind of like emotional. Like a couple seconds in, I was like, "No way!" No
dude,
way.
with the cute little music.
It's the end of a
That's a
very
solid
brief
edit.
era.
Hey, well, longer than a CMR era at any job. So.
Oh damn!
Oh, you can't do that. Can't say that.
Damn. The Caleb McDonald's update burned short, but it burned bright. All right, time for fan mail. If you want to send us
Fan mail?
emails,
Fan.
we're gonna get a theme song eventually. ShrimpHoursPresents@gmail.com. Send us your stuff. If it's stupid, we won't read it. If it's not stupid, we will on the show. All right. Let me take a look at what we got this week. We actually got a good amount of emails. Google logged me out of my account, so I didn't get the last few until just now. Let me take a look. This one comes in from Craig Bush. He says, "Hello, Shrimps. It's Josh here. You guys don't put your actual names as your Gmail things, huh? I was wondering if any of y'all are going to any more races this year, specifically Bristol. I'd like to meet anyone, or if it's possible, all of the Shrimps at Bristol. Thank you for your time."
I think I've got some bad news.
Yeah, I'm about done. CTMP last weekend is sort of
I
the
have
end of the year
no
for me.
more races on the calendar.
I got Talladega and Martinsville, and the Roval with Ben.
Yeah,
I
if
will
you want
be at.
if you want a double shrimp action, Slap and Ben are gonna be at the Roval. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll be at literally like every race, October through the finale, plus Kansas this weekend. So we'll be hitting it. Well, I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but we'll be there. We'll be there.
That's a big we'll be seeing you right there.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
be at
so-
Bristol then, Rusty?
Everything but Bristol and Martinsville and Las Vegas. So and Texas. So no Bristol, no Texas, no Martinsville, no Vegas, and I think everything else the rest of the way. I'll be there.
Sounds kind of
Josh.
that sounds kind of biased to me, to be honest.
What do you mean,
I mean, how are you gonna solo out the one track this man's going to? You're not going.
dude?
You just did our boy Josh dirty. You really
I
said
love
everything
so
except
good, dude.
Bristol.
Bristol's like my favorite racetrack. Come on, man.
All right, that's fair.
I tried
It's
to
not a Rusty
finagle into
decision.
going too, and I couldn't do it.
All right, Keegan Brown writes it. All right, boys, couple things. First of all, Slap, wash your damn hands. Glad we're still getting these.
Should I just like disconnect now out of protest?
And second of all, what manufacturer do each of you want to see join NASCAR in the coming years? Honda.
DeLorean.
All right. One of those answers is a little bit more serious than the other.
A DeLorean Xfinity car might be kind of poggers.
What'd they race in the trucks though?
The Hummer.
They can just run in one series if they want to.
I
You know
guess
what?
so.
They
Yeah.
should use the new GMC Hummer, the new electric one that goes like 250 miles an hour and it weighs 1,000.
Oh, to replace the Silverado.
Dude, that thing.
Bring
Does
back
it
the Honda
exist?
Ridgeline.
Yeah.
But you know the manufacturer I want to see? BMW.
Oh.
Hey, they
Better
got
make a
these
truck.
big, beefy four-door sedans. I mean, it fits in perfect with NASCAR.
Little
Do you really want
M5
that?
action.
Do you really want that big nasty grill on one of our beautiful stock cars, though?
Implying that the grills are
that's
not
true.
big and nasty now.
I mean,
Uh,
we're gonna get real
ooh.
down and dirty.
A BMW M2
bring
Xfinity car
back
would be cute.
the Hitler stash.
The Buick, dude.
Cars.
The old Buick used to rock that Hitler stash like a
It did. The 88 Regal. It did have a little Hitler stash on the front of it.
dude.
That just makes me think of Chick Hicks.
True.
Shout out. All right. Solid email. Next one comes in from the other Keegan, who says, "Hey Shrimps, me again. Real NASCAR question. Which driver's talent is being wasted by a small team that doesn't have funding/winning equipment?" Ryan Vargas got kicked out of his car again for Bristol.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Vargas. Getting bodied by the Dillon brothers and whoever else is buying out the JD Motorsports cars.
I tell you what, dude, if he could just get like with a team that would like let him race and not kick him out every road course, like he'd be doing pretty damn good.
It's not even a road course; it's Bristol.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. Like, once you get kicked out for like road courses and stuff, that opens up the door that they start looking at other people trying to get seat time, and other people start waving money.
It's all money. And I might have talked about this on a previous episode. I feel so bad for Ryan Vargas because every year they're like, "Hey, he's going to be running full time in the 6," and then every year they get to later in the season and he gets bought out.
And it's not like he's wrecking or anything.
Yeah,
he finished 6th in a Daytona race that had like 4 IQ points in the whole race.
Hey, I think P5 after the DQ.
Oh yeah. Clements
we actually forgot to talk about Jeremy Clements last week, but it's Jeremy Clements.
He got his finishing position, didn't he?
He did, but it didn't count.
He didn't get points.
He got cucumbered. It was weird.
Before we transition to the next segment, I feel like we got to shout out Zane Smith. Like everybody's saying, like this guy's like a Cup prospect. Everybody's like looking at him, supposed Chip Ganassi contract. Signs a multi-year agreement with like the truck team.
Like, wait, what?
With potential Cup starts.
What, Zane Smith? That might actually be the play though, because in the next few years, there's gonna be a lot of good Cup rides start opening up.
But he's locked in for multiple years with that team at the Cup level. I thought that was kind of wild.
Well, I think with Kyle Busch moving around, I think there's too much uncertainty right now. Like Kurt Busch might be done. Kevin Harvick's pissed off.
Yeah, heads are gonna roll here.
Yeah. 2 years from now, like there's gonna be a lot of open seats. There's gonna be a lot of talent that's either settled or out, and then you're gonna be able to move in and have your pick of the litter.
I hear you.
Right,
I just thought I thought the multi-year agreement was kind of surprising. That's what I'm getting at.
All right. There's another paragraph in this email. Keegan says, "I stand for slap. Realistically, you don't have to wash your hands after you piss because you're basically touching the same skin connected to you. You only realistically need to wash hands if you piss on your skin, but you should still wash your hands if it's cold.
Stop.
From Minnesota,
Stop.
Shut your bitch baby ass up and wash your goddamn hands. DT's Canadian. He's got it worse." From Keegan Letter. I don't know. I can't figure out which side he's on.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a troll drop. I think he had us in the first half.
I got swerved right at the end there. I was going to say, what the fuck happened right there?
Just wash your hands. Like, just
wash your hands.
I had gloves on. Fuck all of you.
Disgusting.
Brian sent some shit about the Scrub series, but he also asks, what's the best racing series in the world?
The Soundhead Scrub series. Thank you very much.
That's true. Actually, yeah, that answers the question. All right. County Line Films trying to send us another hotel. We already kind of did the hotel thing, but yeah.
The hotel thing we might do like once or twice a year. I don't think that's gonna be like a weekly thing.
The hotel
we should
dead.
What if we did like a yearly like tradition like hotel episode?
Okay, what if
long-term shrimp hours here?
Well, for some added transparency, every time one of us goes like on the road, we do like a live Discord, like just checking with the boys, just like a hotel tour. I don't like we do a hotel tour with the boys, and there's been some interesting ones, and there's been some like really exceptional, fancy ones. And I feel like
the one that Travis was in the other week.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yes, man.
So we have all sides of the hotel spectrum. and with some surprising results. And I feel like there's some potential there.
All right. Brian sent some more crap. All right. Andrew Rolson writes in. He says, "Good evening, all y'all. Before I ask the question, let me lay out some premises." Okay. He says the amount of crossfall. This is a rain tires email. He says the amount of crossfall needed to drain a roadway from the crown is 2 degrees, which I guess is saying like how angled the road needs to be to get the water off of it.
Is this a math question? What is this?
Bank tracks are self-draining as they're all greater than 2 degrees. It is possible to calculate the ideal speed where no turning inputs need to be made on a bank track given radius and banking angle. It's true. I follow you. And he says we already have rain tires in NASCAR. Question. Given that rain on ovals like Rockingham in the UK, Euro Speedway Lausitz, and Twingring Motegi, is it worth testing running cup cars on rain tires on an oval, or is it more fun to tear up shitloads of equipment like what happened at Daytona with the top 15 being taken out because of little spots of rain? Thank you, from Andrew R. Yes! Yes! Rain tires. I've been talking about this for years. Think about how much money they spend on these stupid track drying things. Like, okay, I understand at Talladega and Daytona and big old high-speed tracks it may not be feasible. But at places like New Hampshire, like Martinsville, maybe some Richmond, there's a clip I posted on Twitter forever ago of Mayat Snyder driving around Euro Speedway in the rain on rain tires in the Euro NASCAR and saying how much fun it is and how it's like something they could do. I understand visibility will be an issue and there's things to work through. I guess the only problem is like Goodyear's in charge of the NASCAR tires right now, and Goodyear's probably the worst tire manufacturer of any of the big ones. But like I feel if like Michelin was in charge, I feel like they'd spend time to develop rain tires that could actually work. It's physically possible. And I'm a mechanical engineer graduate, so I'm allowed to say that. Get fucked.
You just gotta drive slower, DT.
No, I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give that a big fat L. Absolutely not.
Drive slow.
They honestly could do it, but they'd rather get their little blower trucks out and drive them from track to track to dry them just so it rains again, and then dry them again, and then it rains again. Just you sit at the track in the wet, just hearing woo as these trucks go.
I think it's a conspiracy for them to burn as much American ethanol as they possibly can.
There we go.
Kill the planet and make money.
Yeah, and the oil companies are subsidizing that.
Yep.
Pocket cash, live large.
It was all a dream.
All right, thank you, Andrew, for believing in rain tires, because I do too. If you believe in rain tires, send us an email, ShrimpHoursPresents@gmail.com. All right. I don't know if I'm reading this one. I'm not reading this one. It's just bizarre. Yeah, I'm not reading that one. All right, that's it for emails.
Get ranked wherever you were.
If you sent an email and it didn't get read, it was weird. Don't do that. All right. Remember, send us emails.
Give out your street address and the IP address.
Dunked on, dude.
Dude, we did it. We made a podcast under an hour.
What's the runtime of this bad boy right now?
We didn't even talk about Darlington yet. Can we talk about Darlington?
It's cool. It's great. What do you want to say about it?
Let's talk about how Noah Gragson is literally God.
Dude, the first thing I saw from that was the MRN call on Twitter. It was actually kind of hot when like the one guy gets in the wall and the other guy gets in the wall and then Gragson's in the wall. They're all on the wall and then Gragson comes out of it. It was cool. I didn't actually watch the race. I was in a tent.
That was one of the better shrimp watch parties ever.
Dude,
I can imagine.
10 of us. There was like 10 of us in there. We're going.
Dude, that was like Bristol from last year all over again. It's like everybody just losing their minds.
Is there footage of this? Can I watch this?
No, I wish there was. I didn't.
Oh no.
We could dig into the archives. I have a couple ones in the archives that we could go find if we ever need them.
Yeah.
And use tongue.
It was just kind of organic, DT. Like it just kind of built and built and built, and like we were just like, oh my god.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Larson.
Rusty, I imagine you were all over the place.
No, because Larson was coming, and I'm like, it's over. Like I just was I was like,
we all thought it was over. Everybody.
Yeah, we thought it was over because Larson was coming, And when Larson, oh my god.
Oh Lord, he coming.
Oh no, he coming, and then he fucked it.
Like if I could like take that shrimp lobby and like personify it in an image, it would just be that Mrs. Puff meme where she's just like
Fair.
All right. Yeah.
Is it dead?
we gotta figure out a title.
No, we gotta figure out.
Hang on, we can figure out a title.
I'm reading this email.
I'll be better than that. Drink something harder.
Drink something harder.
What did we even talk about?
Bangarang.
Yeah, I don't even remember what we said.
What did we even talk about?
Nah.
Bangarang?
Drink harder, nerd. That should be the episode title.
Drink harder,
Firecracker
nerd.
and the bonfire.
Yeah, but that gives away the whole punchline of that terrible story.
It's dead.
No,
It's
it's out
dead.
of context.
It's dead, maybe.
It's dead. It's dead.
It's dead.
We might have killed the show.
It's dead. We killed it.
I got.
Oh no!
Wait a minute.
It's
It can't
dead.
be dead.
Oh,
It can't
no,
be
it's-
dead.
Alright, what do you-
Cody's car getting pissed on will revive the show. It's
Oh,
fine.
it's true. Come back next week for stories about Cody getting his car getting pissed on. Slap, what were you gonna say?
I have titles. Y'all just don't
Yeah?
like.
What are they?
We'll figure one out.
Bangarang.
That's not that
What are we-
good.
If it was 2010, that would be great.
I don't think we've come up with a good answer for any of this.
It's dead.
It's dead.
It's dead. to be
CTMP
honest with you.
stories.
No, it's dead.
It's dead.
But hey, that actually works.
CTMP RIP. How about
It
that?
actually works because the Caleb thing is dead. So it is dead. It's all dead.
It's dead. We lost it.
This is the last
be
episode of the
soon.
show
We'll be
ever.
soon.
I thought we already used up the title. It's dead.
Nah.
No, it's dead.
This is It's Dead 1. Come back next week for It's Dead 2.
It's dead. Infinity War.
It's dead. Endgame.